Bună dimineața, o să vă rog să vă ocupați din nou pentru limba română canalul 1, for English channel 2. Ok? Bună dimineața și bine ați venit la cel de-al 6-lea congres al Federației Europene a Rangerilor și este o mare derangere aici, este o mare bucurie că ați reușit să vă alăturați congresului. O să încep prin a vă spune câteva mici reguli ca să ne adaptăm ușor la ce este în jurul nostru. Eu sunt Alexandru Bulacu. Zilele acestea voi fi cel care vă va obosi cel mai mult pe parcursul zilelor pe care le petreceți aici. Sunt directorul executiv al Societății Române de Sălbăticie, un ONG care, așa cum vă puteți imagina, lucrează în domeniul conservării naturii și a vieții sălbatice. Pentru toată lumea, în partea stângă ieșirii, faceți dreapta și apoi imediat stânga pentru toaletă, cei care aveți nevoie, tot mai jos de toaletă, într-un foaier destul de drăguț, o să vedeți și amenajarea a tot ce înseamnă arii protejate din România. Este un colț pe care vă invit să-l vizitați de fiecare dată. Evident, este interzis fumatul în toate spațiile închise. Este o lege europeană și încercăm să o respectăm cu toții. Pentru masa de prânz, deja v-ați obișnuit, o să fiți invitați la restaurantul pe care deja îl cunoașteți unii de aseară, astăzi de dimineață alții. Și foarte important, la pauzele de cafea o să vă rugăm să vă lăsați căștile pe scaune, să nu ieșiți cu ele afară, că e destul de complicat și nici nu vrem să le descărcăm. Iar la pauza de prânz o să vă rugăm să le predați echipei tehnice și la întoarcerea de la prânz o să primiți din nou căștile fiecare dintre dumneavoastră. Acestea fiind spuse, sper că sunteți pregătiți să începem acest minunat congres. Sunt onorat să fiu aici alături de atât de mulți oameni care își dăruiesc viața și timpul și energia pentru tot ce înseamnă conservarea naturii. Și ca să începem într-o notă, să zicem, puțin oficială, am să invit în fața dumneavoastră acum pe cineva care vine de la Autoritatea pentru Parcurile Naționale din Israel. Este și șeful unității operaționale de combatere a braconajului. Astăzi deține funcția de vicepreședinte al Federației Europene a Rangerilor. Îl invit în fața dumneavoastră pe Ilan Jäger.
Thank you. So, my name is Ilan Jäger. I'm the head of the poaching unit in Israel National Park Authorities, for the last 34 years I'm an active ranger. Since October 22, I'm the vice president of Europe Ranger Federation. Dear friends, distinguished guests, Rangers of Europe, it's a great honor to open this Europe Ranger Congress and welcome the distinguished authority and representative who join us today. I hope she will come, the minister, Diana Bujayano, and I want to say to her, and the crew is here, I hope you will give her this message. We are rangers from all Europe, want to thank you for your efforts to support and protect Romanian natural and cultural heritage. You are not alone in this mission. Also, we want to honor the honorable guest, Michaela Nastasa, from National Agency of Protected Areas, Mr. Jean Vishan, General Director of National Forestry Administration of Roman Silva, and Major Mihai Constantin, General Inspectora of representative of General Inspectora of Romanian Germania. Also, we want to thank the honorable guests that come here, John Churchill, where is he, John? The General Manager of International Romanian Ranger Federation, and Miss Laura Pastoriano, Vice President of Latin American Ranger Federation. You being here today strengthens the bridge between instituted nations and all those who dedicate their life to protect nature. Thank you for being here with us. Before we continue, I would like to express our heartfelt thanks for those people who made this Congress possible. The Carpathian Foundation, the Romanian Ranger Association, and the Board of Europe Ranger Federation. Your committed and hard work have turned this vision into reality. Please, let's give them a warm round of applause. And may I kind ask them to stand up, please. Christoph, Barbara, stand up. I want everybody to see you. Stand up. Loud. Wipke. Florine, stand up. Stand up, Florine. I want everybody to see you. Michal. Okay, all the volunteers. We have so many volunteers here. Thank you very much. Maria, Michael, thank you. And thank you, Minister, for coming and showing up. Thank you very much, Diana. Today, we are celebrating our united and our common nature. I want to begin by remembering a great champion of nature world, Dr. Jane Goodall, who unfortunately passed away just a few days ago. Her life work was a gift for all of us. We are honored to have with us Sean Wilmer, former president of International Ranger Federation and founder of the Team Green Line Foundation. I'm sure Sean will speak about Jane later on. She was a true friend and supporter of Rangers everywhere. But I want to share one of her most powerful ideas on what she said, and it's for all of us. Jane said, "What you do makes difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Let those words guide us during this Congress, because what we hear, all of us, doing every day in the field truly matters." Unfortunately, our President, Urs Reif, could not join us today. But I want to take a moment to honor him. Urs took a great responsibility to lead this organization with wisdom, and he's put all his heart in this organization. We thank him deeply for his leadership, and we will continue to build this strong organization that he helped to create. Now, me, the old guy, give the stick to the young guy. Lars, please, this is your stage. Thank you very much.
Hello. Thank you very much for this wonderful start, Ilan. And a warm welcome from my side as well. Oh, I'm on the screen now. Okay. So I'm Lars from Germany. I'm currently the administrative officer of the European Ranger Federation and the IRF Europe representative. And in the minutes that I have left now for this welcome speech, I just want to tell you a bit about the European Ranger Federation and why we're here, actually, why this Congress is taking place here. And the European Ranger Federation was created in 2017 in Litoměřice in Switzerland, Czech Republic, to support and unite Europe's rangers to fight for nature conservation. And from this moment on, we were constantly growing. So I had a map actually with, now we have 51 members all around Europe, National Ranger Association, conservation NGOs, and few individual members. Daily work, it's all made mostly by volunteers and to paid staff as well. We try to improve the public awareness of Rangers' crucial role. We provide professional trainings that everyone in Europe, every Ranger can afford, so at a low price. Also to establish Ranger training standards everywhere in Europe, and to improve the Ranger network. And so for this, we organize exchanges, twinning programs, corporations. One of the most important networking events is a congress like this. And this is why we meet here. And why are we here in Romania, in the heart of the Carpathians? Because it's a biodiversity hotspot of Europe. And we often tend to point on the Amazon or the Congo Basin rainforest or Great Barrier Reef, but we have a responsibility here in Europe of nature that we have to protect our treasures here. And for this, we're going to hear later about the amazing project of the Foundation Conservation Carpathia, who is trying to create a Yellowstone National Park here. And for all this, to keep our treasures in Europe, we need rangers. We are the key. We are the bridge between local communities and nature conservation. And we are the voice of nature. This is the theme of the Congress. And as Ilan started with Godel, we also end with her, say, what we do makes a difference. Thank you.
Nu vreau să vă plictisesc, sper doar să fiți un pic mai activi, să nu cumva să adormiți, pentru că eu îmi doresc să vă spun foarte multe povești. Și încă dimineață o să vă spun o poveste despre un prieten. L-am cunoscut acum foarte mulți ani, lucrând împreună pe munte la salvări omenești. În 1999 se pun bazele din nou a administrării de către Regia Națională a Pădurilor ariilor naturale protejate din România, cel puțin parcurile naționale și naturale. Și în 1999 se întâmplă lucruri, se stabilesc câteva definiții a ceea ce înseamnă administrare de arii naturale protejate post sau în epoca modernă a României, dacă doriți. Și în 2000 sunt invitat să fac parte dintr-o comisie care verifică în anumite munte, în cadrul unui examen, să vedem care vor fi cei selecționați pentru a deveni rangeri în România. Era un termen de care nici măcar nu auzisem până în anul 2000. Și atunci am avut onoarea să fac parte din echipa care era la puncte fixe să verifice trecerea în timp util a celor ce aveau să devină rangeri. Așa l-am cunoscut a doua oară pe cel cu care lucram de niște ani. Cel care astăzi reprezintă Asociația Rangerilor din România, cel care este rewilding senior officer la Rewilding România, cel cu care am lucrat la WWF România, cel care a fost de 2 ori până acum vicepreședinte al Asociației Internaționale a Rangerilor, cel care a fost cunoscută în toată lumea prezența rangerilor din România, dragilor, Florin Hombre Hălăștoan.
Ok, bună dimineața, bine v-am găsit. Sandu, nu mă aștept la asta, o să trăiască să plătești mult, dar m-am introdus ca pe un... Din fericire am fost, Florin Hălăștoan mă numesc, am fost la locul potrivit în momentul potrivit. Din 2002 am început să lucrez din 2000 ca voluntar, ranger voluntar în administrația Parcului Național Tezat și apoi încet am depășit niște bariere, am fost angajat printre primii din echipele de ranger, Parcul Național Tezat.
Chiar primul?
Am avut noroc
din România.
Alfabetic eram acolo. Și apoi au fost și colegii de la Piatra Craiului, de la Vânător Neamț și încet am început să punem bazele și să în mintea oamenilor ce înseamnă un ranger. Am avut sprijin, sunt doi domni directori, domnul Verghele și domnul Zoran Acimov, fost director la Parcul Național Retezat, care au sprijinit foarte mult activitatea rangerilor. Ne-au împins de la spate și cu ajutorul lor în 2007 și cu ajutorul Federației Internaționale am făcut un congres al europenilor în România. De atunci până în prezent, Asociația Rangerilor împreună cu Federația Europeană a Rangerilor, am fost fondator Federației Europene a Rangerilor, am pus bazele și am încercat să găsim și să împingem România la locul unde este în momentul actual. Și mulțumesc tuturor colegilor rangeri din toată Europa și nu numai, invitațiilor, pentru sprijin, pentru că ați făcut posibil să se întâmple acest congres. Fără voi nu puteam face. Și sperăm ca toată lumea, invitații și toți cei care pot să iau o decizie pe viitor, pentru că noi suntem cei din umbră. Întotdeauna rangerii și în România am fost pe 6 continente ca vicepreședinte al Federației Internaționale a Rangerilor și rangerul este ultimul în lanțul de decizie, dar este cel mai important. Suntem cei care comunică ochii și urechile administrațiilor de parc, suntem cei care iau informațiile din teren și care le dau mai departe către cei care ne conduc. Suntem cei care știu cel mai bine și de multe ori suntem cei care sunt puși în discuție, suntem cei care suntem ultimii întrebați cum se face. Deși experiența, timpul și din fericire avem foarte mulți colegi în România care sau autodidactică, este o meserie care trebuie să o înveți în fiecare zi. Sper că acest congres și pe colegii din România, dar și pe colegii din Europa să fie un schimb între noi foarte, foarte bun, să învățăm unii de la alții. Sper să rămâneți cu congresul ăsta în minte ca un congres care a adus un plus major pentru rangerilor europeni și nu numai. Și sperăm ca fiecare și cei care sunt aici invitații și cei care ne conduc în ceea ce facem noi să ne ajute să putem fi acolo unde este locul. În Europa, în familia rangerilor, ne-am găsit locul foarte bine și în România, încet, încet, deși stăm acolo în umbră și ne facem treaba, oamenii au început să știe despre noi. Trebuie să înțeleagă mai mult și trebuie să ne ajutați să ne scoateți un pic mai mult la lumină. Mulțumesc frumos! Sper pentru toată lumea să aibă un congres așa cum își dorește și să plece de aici, de la noi, din România, cu cât mai multă informație, cu cât mai multă motivație, să ducă acasă la colegilor în toată Europa ceea ce au luat de la noi și ceea ce au colegi din sală în momentul respectiv. Bun, mai am 5 minute, aș vrea să fiu scurt, așa că mă opresc aici și vă urez un congres frumos, plăcut și să ne vedem la următorul cu mult mai multe inițiative și mult mai multă motivație. Mulțumesc frumos!
Bravo! L-ați văzut pe Hombre reprezentând astăzi Asociația Rangerilor din România. Este și Mișu Gligan în sală. L-am văzut, știu, am vorbit. Mișu, ridică-te în picioare, fă-te de rușine, să te vadă lumea. El este actualul președinte al Asociației Rangerilor din România, unul dintre coorganizatori, pentru că celălalt coorganizator este Fundația Conservation Carpathia, despre care o să vorbim imediat. Dar vă spuneam că o să fie multe povești în această sală și să știți că nu doar eu spun povești, există oameni care știu să spună povești extraordinar de frumoase despre ceea ce înseamnă bogăția naturală a României. Și vă vorbesc acum de un alt prieten de-al meu, Dan Dinu, cu care am și povestit la telefon mai devreme. Din păcate nu a putut ajunge în sală, dar ne transmite povestea lui. El este cel care a înființat proiectul România Sălbatică, pe care cei din România cu siguranță îl cunoaștem, dar datorită lui Dan Dinu deja suntem cunoscuți la nivel mondial. De peste 20 de ani fotograf, este și
a photographer for over 20 years. the founder of another project, FRONA, namely an organization of photographers from Romania. The movie I was talking to you about has been broadcasted on so many important channels, including by BBC, Nat Geo Wild, HBO Europe, and so many others. And just let me share something that he used to say. When we were talking, when this project started while Romania, I was thinking of how to show others what a nice country we have. And at the end, I realized that I've actually proven to myself, first of all, I've proven that we have such a great country. And let's watch a brief movie that he has prepared for us, for this event specifically, with the support of Foundation Conservation Carpathia. Each and every time that you hear the name Dandino, you should look, you should watch, and you will see how beautiful Romania actually is.
De ape și păduri, numai tu îmi spui pe nume. Eu te cânt cu dor de lume. De după nori, eu să urc, tu să cobori. Câturile ți le-aș spune, vântul să mi le adune.
Primul parc național al României a fost înființat în 1935, în munții Retezat. Iar acest loc ne încântă și acum prin peisajul spectaculos și multitudinea de lacuri glaciare. În Domogled, Valea Cernei, cel mai mare parc național din țară, pătrunele Pag ne impresionează prin frumusețea lor, iar codrii din Putna, Francia, adăpostesc o populație sănătoasă de carnivore mari. Relieful sculptat de vânt al Ceahlăului ne bucură privirea prin stâncăriile lui încărcate de legende, în timp ce stâncile erodate de apă ne uimesc în cheile Bicazului, cele mai adânci din țară, și în cheile Nerei, cele mai lungi din România. Apa este actorul principal și în Balta Mică a Brăilei, un loc care ne amintește cât de frumoasă poate fi lunga unui râu care curge liber. Munții Apuseni găzduiesc peste 1500 de peșteri, dar și cel mai mare subteran din lume, iar Piatra Craiului constituie cea mai lungă și mai înaltă creastă calcaroasă din România, un loc de joacă perfect pentru caprele negre. Peste stâncile erodate de milioane de ani din munții Măcinului, toamnă peste 10.000 de păsări răpitoare, în timp ce la porțile de fier, Dunărea a despicat Carpații și a format unul dintre cele mai spectaculoase peisaje de la noi din țară. Iar pentru ca aceste locuri să rămână nealterate, rangerii poartă responsabilitatea de a le proteja zi de zi. Ei veghează ca natura să fie respectată, ca animalele să fie și ca vizitatorii să descopere aceste comori în mod responsabil. Este suficient doar să știm că avem această bogăție naturală sau este nevoie de mai mult? Toată această diversitate de habitate naturale poate transforma România în cea mai importantă destinație ecoturistică din Europa. Însă, deși s-au făcut eforturi considerabile pentru crearea acestor parcuri naturale și naționale, doar 4% din suprafața țării este protejată sub formă de parcuri, iar multe dintre aceste locuri nu au finanțarea necesară pentru a conserva natura la standarde internaționale. Este important să încurajăm crearea de noi parcuri și să investim mai mult în cele existente, pentru mai multe beneficii în comunitățile locale și pentru vizitatori. Menținem astfel un echilibru care nu este benefic doar pentru natură, ci pentru noi toți.
Asta este România cea frumoasă,
This
România
is the
pe
beautiful
care
Romania I
ne-o
was
dorim
talking
tot
to you
mai
about,
frumoasă și
the
tot mai
one that we want
sănătoasă
to
și
become
ține
even more beautiful than yesterday. And it is up to us, each and every one of us, to do so. As Ombre was mentioning, you are the eyes, ears, and the mouth, those that communicate, the hands and the feet of natural protected areas. As I've learned from other friends, from whom you are going to find out more in one of the workshops, because we had this wonderful introduction. I no longer have anything to say about the next guest, a young person, an ambitious person, full of energy, whom we see every day in Romanian mass media, and not only, a person who wanted to bring at a different level the Ministry of Environment, which back in the day was the Cinderella of the Romanian government. We have here with us the Minister Diana Buzoianu, the Minister of Environment. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. I truly believe that this is the first speech in where I'm nervous, really nervous, ever since I started working in the ministry, because I know how much heart you put into it. You are the people who dedicated years of your life to protect this treasure. First of all, I'd like to thank Conservation Carpathia, the European Federation of Rangers, for choosing Romania as your place to host this meeting, this Congress. It is an honor for us because we understand what treasures we have here. And through this event, it will become visible European-wide, including this richness that we praise about. despite the good things, there has been a conflict in terms of how to develop this country even more, how to expand the treasures that we have, and how to enjoy them even more. I never watched Dandinu's videos without crying, so this was also another occasion. So we've seen just a glimpse of what you do to protect nature every day. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for this. The motto, the topic of this discussion is that you are the voice of nature. You have such a wonderful voice. Thank you so much for everything that you've been doing so far. My role in the ministry is to give a voice to you, to actually bring nature and to make sure that it is protected as it should, for all of us to understand that it's not just about something that we want to do for the sake of doing it. It's not no luxury to protect these forests, wildlife, and biodiversity. But you need lots of courage, because there are plenty of people who want to make profit in a horrendous way using all these treasures. And maybe few times, unfortunately, the Ministry of Environment has managed within the last years to be an important stakeholders in terms of actually taking the stand and saying we cannot just lose these treasures without working to protect them. So thank you so much for accepting to be a bridge between conservation
pentru că
and
prin munca
communities.
voastră ce se poate
Through
face
your
este
work,
să aducem cu adevărat bogăție în comunitățile locale. Eu cred real că se poate construi un model economic viabil de îmbogățire a unor comunități locale prin protejarea comorilor pe care le avem. Și nu zic asta pentru că este un vis pe care l-am, zic asta pentru că vedem aceste zone care se depopulează de la an la an. Fără inspirație, fără un motor economic care să ajute bazat pe resursele naturale pe care le avem în acele locuri, nu vom aduce din nou oameni în aceste locuri. Nu vom putea să creștem comunități care să se dezvolte. Nu vom putea să distrugem toate locurile astea pe vecie și să crească în continuu comunitățile astea. Comunitățile vor putea să crească generații întregi de acum încolo doar dacă le dezvoltăm în comuniune cu natura, cu respect față de comorile pe care le avem și întorcând bogăția acestor comori inclusiv în comunități. Aveți o voce absolut vitală pentru această misiune. Sunteți oamenii care practic fac legătura, sunteți primii oameni cu care se întâlnește o comunitate, oamenii care vin local cu voi se întâlnesc. Voi sunteți cei care educați copiii, voi sunteți cei care aveți programele de educare, voi sunteți cei care trageți primul semnal de alarmă când se întâmplă ilegalități și când sunt distruse anumite zone. Voi sunteți cei care ați luptat de-a lungul timpului să protejați mult parcurile noastre, zonele care încă poate nu sunt protejate, dar merită un rol de protecție. De la Ministerul Mediului, ce vă pot spune este că aveți în mine un aliat în care să construim o punte reală între comunități și între natura, care este inevitabil să fie dezvoltată în aceste locuri. Aveți în mine un aliat care să protejeze și în sfârșit să nu mai dea discursuri populiste că suntem patrioți și iubim țara asta doar printr-o dezvoltare haotică. Nu, patriotismul adevărat înseamnă să iubești țara, să protejezi comunitățile, să protejezi comorile și să faci o dezvoltare care să fie pe termen lung acolo. Nu o dezvoltare care să fie pe termen scurt, să de fapt comunitățile respective mai devreme sau mai târziu peste ani de zile. Eu îmi doresc să construim împreună comunități cât mai puternice alături de comorile pe care tocmai le-ați arătat. Vă mulțumesc foarte mult pentru tot ce faceți, sunteți o voce minunată.
Vă rog să rămâneți numai o secundă, pentru că dacă vă așezați la locul dumneavoastră, nu mă mai lăsați pe mine să-mi fac jocurile. Vreau să vă spun că suntem multe organizații de aici. Cel mai important și de fapt ce se întâmplă sunt rangerii din întreaga Europa, care aș vrea, vă rog să arătați dacă noi susținem o astfel de luptă a ministrului și a ministerului în ceea ce înseamnă dezvoltare durabilă în Europa. Vreau să văd care e susținerea voastră. De aici se vede mai frumos. Mulțumesc frumos. Da, este o luptă și sigur toți ne dorim o dezvoltare, dar acea, deși perimat așa puțin termenul, dezvoltare durabilă, dar da, trebuie să lăsăm ceva și după noi. Și sigur asta se face în echipe mari, în echipe mixte, iar rangerii în acest moment, așa, pornind de la minister, se află sub oblăduirea Regiei Naționale a Pădurilor Rom Silva și astăzi avem bucuria să-l avem alături de noi pe domnul Jean Chan, directorul RNP Rom Silva.
Da, bună ziua. Să știți că și eu am emoții.
Good afternoon. You should know I really am nervous. Speaking after the minister, it's quite hard. On behalf of the Federation in Romania, I would like to thank you for inviting me, esteemed Rangers. As the general manager of Rom Silva, I was happily pleased to receive this invitation and to come here. It is indeed an opportunity to take the stand, and I'm happy for you to have had this opportunity to hold such an event. A couple of days ago, we did not know so much about your organizations. In the meantime, I've read a bit, and I know what it represents, what role this organization plays. The role of this profession of rangers, which truly deserves our full respect. As you know, the National Directorate Rom Silva manages 24 national parks and reserves, and our administration has all who are doing their job with lots of trust. I know fashion, at least for Romania, but it is a very important one for Rom Silva and for Romania, and of course for the entire Europe. What I wanted to say is that we have a protocol with the Rangers Association in Romania, one that we've signed about 5 years ago, which I think we should update a bit. But we need to take it forward and to make sure that we keep our promises through this protocol. I also want to admit that yesterday I studied the organization, the rules of operation, and I tried to see what the ranger activity in Rom Silva is. I couldn't actually find too many things that would mention something about what the ranger does, but I promise that in the near future we are going to make changes in this regulation for natural protected areas.
Romania and myself, we are supporting you. We are partners. We would like to support the Rangers. And in the end, happy birthday to you. And you should create a tradition out of this. Thank you for your presence. Yes, there are people in the field who are working and who support the changes that are so necessary for a beautiful and healthy nature. Without further ado, I would like to invite now Ms. Senior Advisor of the National Agency for the Environment and Protected Areas, Mihaela Anastase.
National Agency for Protected Area Environment and Protected Areas. I welcome you to Romania for the 6th European Ranger Congress. It is an honor for our country to host this special event that brings together experts and representatives of institutions that are responsible for nature protection across Europe. The fact that we all are here together demonstrate our shared commitment, but in the same time, the solidarity with the profession that usually quietly with a huge role in nature conservation. Every day, our rangers build bridges between nature and people. On their way to work, a child asks information about species for a school project. Local residents ask if the period of the forest fruits is still going on. Tourists ask some information of a trail. With every answer, every gesture, rangers inspire curiosity, guide visitors, and educate the community, showing that their mission is not only to protect nature, but also connected it with people. This is the essence of ORC that we all celebrate here at Congress. The themes of this Congress remind us that the role of the rangers goes far beyond of the nature protection. You are the people who every day in field, who ensure rules and ensure rules are respected, who monitor species habitat and educate and inspire local communities and visitors. Romania, with about a quarter of its territory under protection, is a land of extraordinary diversity, home to primeval forest, alpine habitat, old heritage Danube Delta, and the largest population of large carnivores in Europe. All of this requires care, responsibility, and dedicated people like you, rangers. On behalf of National Agency of Protected Areas, I assure you of all our support and openness. We are confident that this Congress will be not only a forum of discussion, will be a space for encouragement, motivation, and strengthening the European ranger community. I invite you to see in these days the opportunity to learn, connect, and build sustainable partnership. Every conversation, idea, and shared experience contributes to our common mission, protecting and passing on nature heritage to future generation. Allow me to thank you all for being here. Congratulate the organizers for their effort, and best wishes for a successful Congress. Welcome to Romania and enjoy the European Ranger Congress, Voice of Nature. Thank you.
Mulțumim frumos, mulțumim frumos. Da, este o sală plină de specialiști.
Yes, it's a full room of specialists in all the areas of nature conservation. The ministry and the forestry administration will find in us specialists willing to help, because there are so many things to be done that it's going to be difficult for just a person or a ministry to solve everything that needs to be solved in such a short time. Today, it's the day of stories. We usually are in the mountains and you meet your mountain rescuers and your colleagues from the mountain gendarmerie. In Romania, the mountain gendarmerie is an institution that works amazingly well with well-trained people who are always willing to help the rangers in their discoveries. They work with the rangers. In many protected areas in the mountains. We are proud to say that we have 1/3 of the country with forests and hills and a lot of nature. Today we are thrilled to welcome the person who's managing the mountain gendarmerie. I'm going to invite him for a welcoming speech. Mr. Nenciu Mihai Constantin.
Be together with you to the objectives of this meeting. I would like to begin first by presenting the Romanian Gendarmerie organization, as well as its main missions. The Romanian Gendarmerie is the specialized institution of the state within military status, part of the Ministry of the Internal Affairs. The General Inspectorate of the Romanian Gendarmerie has in subordination 41 county gendarmerie inspectorates, 8 mobile gendarmerie groups, General Directorate of Bucharest Gendarmerie, Special Intervention Brigade of the Gendarmerie, 6 military units for training and continuous training, and 1 special unit, 72 special gendarmes unit. These are the 8 mobile gendarmerie groups with the counties in charge. The Special Intervention Gendarme Brigade, which has the entire charge. Okay, the Romanian Gendarmerie is the responsible institution in Romania of ensuring public order during rallies, marches, demonstrations, processions, picketing actions, promotion, cultural, artistic, sporting events, religious, and other such events, activities taking place within and involving crowds of people. The main public order missions are during protests, during competitions and sport games, during religious events, and during cultural and artistic events. If public gatherings and the civilized character, the participants endanger the life, the bodily integrity of citizens, the law forces, and the order to threaten with devastation or destruction of buildings and other properties of public or private interest, the gendarmerie will intervene to restore public order together with the other structures involved in the execution of the mission. The Romanian Gendarmerie reestablished public order in urban and rural areas and also in sport arenas. The Romanian Gendarmerie cooperates of its duties under the law with the other components of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, National Police, General Inspectorate of the Aviation, General Inspectorate of Emergency Situation, with the structures of the defense and national security system, and collaborations, institutions, and authorities of the central and local public administration, government organization, with other legal entities, as well as with individuals. The Romanian Gendarmerie, alongside the Romanian Police, maintain public order and safety in urban and rural areas. The Romanian Gendarmeries carry out activities at the magistrate request, execute anti-terrorist intervention. We also use service animals during the execution of specific missions, like service dogs and service horses. The Romanian Gendarmerie ensures the security of the important objectives, transports, and pipelines. Main objectives and the responsibilities are Romanian Parliament, the Romanian government, ministers, courts, public prosecutor's office, treasurers, strategic and nuclear sites. Romanian Gendarmerie also ensure protection of special transports as arms, ammunition, explosives, substance, radioactive, and nuclear materials. The Romanian Gendarmerie also participate in missions outside the Romanian state, in training activities, in the constitution of international forces, destined to carry out missions within the framework of conflict prevention and crisis management actions. So far, the Romanian Gendarmerie has participated through its structures in 16 international peacekeeping missions in 13 countries under NATO, UN, EU, and OSCE. Now, there are mountain gendarmerie structures in 21 countries. We have one training center for the mountain gendarmerie in Sinaia, which is a military institution for continuous education intended to ensure the training, specialization, and improvement of the operational personnel in the specialized structures of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The mountain gendarmerie maintains public order in mountain environment and also participate in search and rescue missions alongside the Mountain Rescue Service. This was a short movie with that was all for me. Thank you for your attention. I hope that you will achieve all goals in this activity. And in the end, I would like to say a quote that I find it representative for this meeting. And it sounds like this: the power of the team is in every member. The team. Thank you.
Mulțumim foarte mult pentru prezentare. Ați confirmat ce spuneam, că sunt mai multe echipe și care fac lucruri minunate. E important și pentru
It is important both for rangers and mountain rescuers to feel safe, because with our colleagues and friends from the mountain gendarmerie, we do feel safe in slightly isolated areas. We'll move further to the next presentation, and I shall invite you, Ms. Mihaela Anastase. Ms. Mihaela Anastase is a senior advisor of the National Agency for the Environment and Protected Areas. Thank you so much.
Areas and they safeguard them. I want to tell you that the in this presentation from the authority of the park administration. And the second thing is that in my presentation there is a mistake, and the first who has a cappuccino for me. It's a country in southeast part of Europe, and there is a blend of landscape and species. This rich natural heritage is given by some important factors. I show you here landforce and climate that goes from the alpine habitat and the wetlands from we have 5 from all of the bioregional geographical region from only in Romania, and because of the well-preserved natural ecosystem, this is in principle of the low industrialization of our country. We return now to show some historical landmarks. We see that we have the first national park in Romania, established in Yellowstone, and the European ones. 1990, first normative for national park. In 1999, to World Bank through this project was created the first tree administration structure, starting the reintroduction of European bison into the wild. And it was the first to develop management plan by Alton. We have the first law on protected areas, the first contract administration. In 2006-7, we have Natura 2000. 8 years ago, we have the first special agency for protected areas. It was a tentative in 2011, but unsuccessful. And like a hot now unified with National National Agency of Environmental Protection. We have look at the network of protected areas in Romania that forms the backbone of the nature conservation efforts in our country. We have over the 1,000 protected areas under the national level, national park, natural park, nature reserve, and natural monument. We see here that it is missing two IUCN category, 1B and 6. We have local protected area. At the European level, we have over 600 of Natura 2000. Under the international level, we have 9 sites under the UNESCO outreaches and 20 Ramsar sites. To safeguard these protected areas, we look for legal framework. We have the National Bible. We have the important European directive and many international conventions. Outstanding of natural values of Romania. A lot of biodiversity, but I highlighted here the most important. We have the Carpathian Mountains with their rich biodiversity, with the large carnivore. We have the best preserved delta in Europe, old-growth forest, and a high species and habitat diversity. We have here the institution responsible for protected areas. The major role is to administrate them, to participate at the implementation of national, European, and international policy, education, awareness, and community. We show here the mode of organizing in practice of our protected areas. We have in Romania 3 kinds of administration. One is made directly to the national agency through their territorial structure. The second one is through a special administrative structure. We have here the major and the oldest administrator of protected areas from Romania, National Agency of Protected Areas, who manage the majority of natural and national parks. We have county council and the municipality of Bucharest. All of them, they are in a contractual relationship with the national agency. And the third one is refers to the biosphere reserve that is in direct relationship with the Ministry of Environment. We have the people who safeguard the protected areas, our rangers. They are over 200 people, multidisciplinary specialty, but most of them are foresters, and they do biodiversity monitoring, supervision of compliance with the environmental legislation, intervention to prevent illegal activities, education and guidance for visitors and local communities, involved in conservation projects, and many other activities. Alongside the rangers, we have a dedicated team who works together for protect the treasure of the protected areas. We have rangers with their chief. We have director, economists, biolog, ecological education specialists. Despite of their dedication, the Romanian Rangers face a range of challenges, and we have here enhancing valuable resources and field equipment, optimizing the Rangers' numbers with the size of protected areas, managing human pressure and non-compliance activities, strengthening continuous professional training, increasing the visibility and recognition of Rangers' role. Also, we have to celebrate their achievements. They they made progress in training and skill, community engagement, in using the technology, modern technology, sustainable management, health and safety, and of course, collaboration. To establishing the Romanian Ranger network was greatly supported by the Romanian Association of Rangers. While the ProPark Foundation has played important role in providing the trainings and professional development for the Rangers. Thanking you for your attention, I conclude that the natural heritage of Romania keeps, thanks to the dedication of the Rangers, whose work is essential for nature conservation. Let's continue to communicate, to share experience, guided to the motto of the Ranger, the voice of nature.
Da, nu știu cum să fac pentru că eu sunt cumva responsabil și cu time management-ul și ziceam și de partea cu povești. Și acum, ca să introduc următorul invitat, ar trebui să am o poveste foarte lungă.
Very, very long story, because he does have a very long career and lots of experience in Romania. This is a person who came to Romania in 1993 for a research project for wolves. And ever since, it's been around 30 years and he's still in Romania. He's still here doing great things. He has built what today we call the biggest NGO for conservation in Romania. And that's not an easy thing to do. To grow such a great team, such a big NGO is very significant. So the fact is that we've met a couple of times this life, and we've also met in the office. I might say we talked and exchanged views. But the most beautiful thing is that we met on the field. We met exactly where things are happening, where you, the Rangers, play an important part, because without you, we lack exactly what I was saying before, the eyes, the ears, the hands and feet of the administration. So it's good to have you there. What else could I say? He is the person who, together with his wife, is the executive manager of Foundation Conservation Carpathia, the core organizer of this great event. He is the man who did, and I truly hope will have at least the same level of energy to continue growing in terms of Romanian conservation. So Christoph Bromberger, you have the floor. Please join us. Esteemed Minister, Mr. Major, Mr. Director, Mr. Advisor,
a little bit about the role of the because we hear a lot, especially in the times that we are right now, the conservation is a thing that we can't afford right now. And just as the ministry has told before, conservation is a luxury and we need economic development now. And I think these voices are totally wrong. And I want to explore a little bit how national parks actually contribute to a lot of the problems that we face right now. So here, this is with all the national parks. So I'm talking about the national parks, not about the other protected areas. Romania has about 1.3% of land surface national parks. So we see there's a little bit space to the European still is not very good on a global level, 1.6%. Overall, we have about 3 to 5%. It always depends on the definition of national parks. But if we look, there's also countries that have a lot more surface in national parks. And it goes up to some countries that have 20% of their surface protected in the form of national parks. Why is that? I mean, no, and we've heard that just now, that in 1972, Yellowstone was the first national park, and it was under the motto, benefit and an enjoyment of people. Today, national parks have shifted. It's really about the protection of nature. But I want to explore whether these parks, these national parks, do more than just protecting nature. Let's have a look at our most important global challenges. One of them is whether we want it or not, and whether we neglect it or not, it's climate change. Climate change is something that is extremely important and extremely harming us. The estimated annual damage in the European Union through droughts is 50 billion euro. And I have written the number just to make sure, because we hear now everywhere about billions here and billions there. This is a number, 50 billion euro is estimated as the annual damage in droughts. And this is from climate change. The reality, unfortunately, is probably even worse, because if we look at just July and August, this summer, 2 months, there was 43 billion already just in 2 months damage, and this excludes. So this is a major threat for us. On the opposite side, floods. You know, we have the feeling that today we live either in floods or we live in floods. There's not really much different anymore. Estimated annual damage is about 10 billion euro. The reality, again, is probably much, much worse. In 2021, the catastrophe in the Ahrtal in Germany, which is the biggest nature catastrophe in Germany, has cost 33 billion euro alone in a small region. Further, if you look at the health issues of climate change, estimated annual damage in the European Union through climate change in terms of health for all is estimated to be 100 billion euro and about 50,000 deaths every year. So what can national parks do about that? So they definitely protect us from climate change. National parks store large amounts of carbon dioxide, and forests, we know that by now, that they build up for more than 1,000 years. So if you let them, they just continue to build up carbon storage. In forest close by here in Strumba, a virgin forest, there's a sample plot which they have measured. There is 1,200 cubic meters of standing alive timber and of timber. This is the triple amount of carbon of a managed forest. Then national parks, if they have ecosystems, they stabilize water catchment. We know that water becomes an increasingly important source for all of us. They decrease erosion problems. They mitigate heat waves because of the cooling effect of these forests. So they reduce the risks of floods, droughts, and landslides. And if you look at the water storage capacity of an old growth forest, that a national park should be there to protect it, it's 2 times higher than of a managed forest. It's actually the runoff in heavy rains is 2 to 3 times lower of an old growth forest than of a managed forest. It stores much more water. So with all these droughts, if we have forests that are functioning, big protected areas, they also protect us from that. So we know now that national parks can really help and mitigate climate change. So this is an important thing. When we talk about all these huge costs, national parks can help us there. Then the second crisis that we're looking at is the biodiversity crisis. Now, a lot of people say, well, what do I care about these insects out there, whether they exist or not? I'm actually happy if I have a little bit less around me. But it's not like this. They're very important. Also, these insects, just the value of pollination in agriculture in the European Union is estimated to be about 15 billion euros. So that's a lot of money. At the same time, if you look at the farmland bird index, then we see that actually in the last 30 years, the number of birds has decreased by 30%. And this is because they don't find enough food. So we have a problem here. Invasive species is another important problem. The official estimates in the European Union is that the damage through invasive species is now annually 12 billion euro. And then we have another important, which is the spread of diseases. The next one, the West Nile virus, diseases that we have not ever spread with a 2-digit percent increase every year, and coming spreading already across southern Europe. So national parks again have an important role in biodiversity and ecosystem. So those national parks, they protect pristine landscapes and habitats. They provide refuges for endangered animals and plant species. And like this, they create an intact ecosystem, which then has a very positive spillover effect on neighboring agricultural areas. So if we have a functioning national park, it has an effect outside the national park. Then we know that intact ecosystems with birds and mammals, they can keep mosquitoes in check. And ticks, very important. Now, ticks are increasingly a transmitter of diseases like Lyme disease or encephalitis. And just from our own experience, if I walk through that virgin forest in Strumba Valley, which I have mentioned, I can walk in shorts in summer. And I'm pretty sure I won't have a tick on me, maybe one. If I go through an area which has been clear cut before we bought it, and now we're trying to restore it, this is an area where you have to wear basically a full body condom to walk through, and even then you'll still have 100 ticks on you. So it's an area that is like highly infested, and it shows, that intact ecosystems are also healthy when we talk about our own health. So national parks keep nature healthy. Then if we look at another important issue, and again, the minister has mentioned that, the problem of urban versus rural. And this is not just that we like to see functioning and flourishing villages. This is an issue that has to do with democracy. That's an issue that has to do with education. That's an issue that has to do with pretty much everything that concerns us as a society. So if you look at this rural versus urban area, if you look at the economy, there is a huge imbalance. Within the European Union, the salaries, the income of people is about 20% higher in the urban areas compared to the rural areas. But if you look at some countries, especially in the southeast, this is even much wider. We have in Romania, for example, the urban areas have a 60% higher salary than the rural areas. So that leads to a lot of problems. And unfortunately, this imbalance continues to grow. So we have to really face this problem. If you look at education, same situation. In urban areas, we have a 60% higher rate of university degree than in rural areas in the European Union overall. But now you might say, we don't need all a university degree, that's okay, but we're having an even bigger problem. That is that in rural areas, the dropout of schools has reached levels that are really alarming. And this is where we have to act. Health services, same problem. Urban areas where rural areas, general physicians double the amount per 1,000 people in urban areas compared to rural areas, with specialist physicians even worse, 3 to 1. So what does that have to do with national parks? A lot. Because a national park is a source of economic development. National park attracts visitors, a national park creates jobs, creates income for people, and stimulates the economy worldwide. Wherever you go, a national park has always done good for the local communities. And some countries have even recognized that national park tourism can become a main economic driver. And I think we've heard that before, that on the film from Dandino, that Romania has the potential to become the ecotourism destination of Europe. So what I have done is I have compared now public costs, taxpayer money, to the value creation of national parks. So I have just 3 examples. First one, Bavarian Forest National Park. Do we have anybody from Bavarian Forest National Park here? Yeah, I know you. This is where I come from, actually. So the government, the Bavarian government, puts about 10 million euro every year into the administration of the national park, but the value that is created through this national park is about 100 million euros, so 10 times the amount. Yellowstone National Park costs the government 65 million euro if we translate the dollar to euro, and it creates a value of 1 billion euro per year. Even if you go into countries like African countries, developing countries, Tanzania Serengeti National Park costs the government 35 million and creates for the country value of over €500 million. So it shows that national parks, actually, if they're done right, they can be a highly successful rural development program. And we're putting so much money into all kinds of programs. Let's put them into national parks. But national parks can do even more. They have an important role in research and education. They promote environmental education to the local communities and to visitors. So national parks contribute also to education. They contribute to cultural and social values because a national park always automatically also protects, besides the natural heritage, also the cultural heritage, and it enhances the quality of life. So again, national parks protect and enhance local cultural heritage. And I think this is something that in our world, where we're thinking just until tomorrow all the time, and the speed goes faster and faster. But one thing that is also extremely important is that national parks create a long-term sustainability. National parks are the gold standard of conservation. I'm not aware of any national park that has ever been created that has been dismantled again. A national park, once it's a national park, is a national park. So it creates really sort of an insurance policy for the future generations that these ecosystem services will remain in place. It's not something that you don't know whether next year it's going to still happen or not. A national park is there and protects you in the long term. So a national park is really about sustainability. So, you know what I wanted to say in these 20 minutes is national parks, we know them all, and they're important, and you all work, and they're all for nature protection. But national parks actually are so much more. National parks are an opportunity to solve us many of the problems that we're facing right now that have nothing to do directly with conservation, but where nature really is the important driver for them. And so I think we need a lot more national parks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
To thank the previous speaker for managing time well. This will help us a lot for the rest of the day. We are just getting warm now. I hope you're not bored. Now we'll have a coffee break, but please stay with me until I explain you what shall happen next. The coffee break will happen downstairs. There'll be coffee and water. I would like to ask you once more to leave your headsets on the chairs. You'll find them when you get back. Now it's 11:15. Let's do our very best to be back in half an hour time, so at 11:15. If you hear this, it means that you're already late. So if you do hear that, please keep this in mind. I'm using this while playing with kids, and it's a nice way to draw your attention that you should get back. So I would like to ask the minister and the representatives of the institution for a media debriefing. So we will stay here, but the other participants have 30 minutes break. You have the restrooms on the right, and then the corner of the natural protected areas in Romania, and a restaurant where you can just grab a coffee.